This one's from January 15th of 2017. This is after the first time I was assaulted over Natalie, Alicia, and Maddie's slander. I'm going to read it. People try to love me, but they are not able to understand. I don't feel loved. I just feel bad for them. I love them, but I just don't feel people. I don't think it's right to them or me. My head is fucked. It was fucked well before Virginia. In Virginia, I trusted. I should not have. It's not easy to kill myself or I wouldn't be here. It's not that death is happy, it's that panic attacks fucking suck. That's why we should have assisted suicide. Here's from 2014. A homeless man who is a customer at Starbucks at least 3 days a week was escorted out by police today. He fell asleep and wouldn't wake up, which has happened before, so I'm fine with it. However, this man always uses a ceramic cup. He always cleans up his mess, and he always puts the cup on the condiment bar next to the trash. The officer who showed up has been pointed out to me as being a physical abuser of the homeless on 2 separate instances. One involving a homeless woman last week where 3 officers assaulted a woman on Pearl Street, and another involving a homeless customer at Shell who was body checked and hauled off for attempted assault. As I was not there for either instance, I cannot say he is guilty or not guilty. Today, when the homeless man woke up, they said he had to leave, so he started picking up his mess, including the ceramic cup. The officer took the cup from him and tried to aggressively, verbally engage the man, trying to insinuate he was trying to steal it. Homeless folks aren't allowed to sleep. It's illegal everywhere. So most of us are working on less than 3 hours of sleep a day, so it's understandable as well that after that and the day he had working in the sun and little to no sleep, he was going to pass out eventually. What the officer was doing was try to verbally bully the homeless man and try charging him with theft, so I spoke up. I said he didn't leave the building with it. He was just cleaning up his mess. The officer stopped his line of questioning and escorted the man outside. When the officer was done, he and another officer engaged a young woman in conversation. The bully officer didn't say much. He was too busy staring me down. You know what? The man doesn't deserve a theft charge or the public berating for needing sleep. He just needed to move on. It was obvious the officer was being far louder than he needed to be. Now, the difference between this man being charged with theft and being able to move on to somewhere he might be able to sleep is me saying something. It's easy to say it was all okay, but only if you have never been in a homeless person's shoes. I met Jamie when I was 15. This one's from September 13th of 2017. This is while I was in South Dakota at Jamie's, getting ready to leave. I met Jamie when I was 15. She was 9. I worked for her grandma. She was never mean to me. I added her out. It's supposed to be asked her out, but y'all know how I am with texting and fucking phones suck. I added her out when I was 28. She said yes. From that point on, she fucked with my head and my heart with no remorse, pretending I was worth a chance just enough to keep me around, cheating on me just enough that I felt like shit all the time. If she could go back in time and say no, or I could go back in time and treat her like a whore while she was drunk, things would be different. If Natalie had a picnic with me on my birthday, or I had taken the goddamn Vicodin instead of believing her, things would be different. I can't change the past. And I can't pretend it never happened. I can't unlearn the experiences I lived, and you won't shut the fuck up with your pretty goddamn memes. I told some people I would see them before I kill myself, but I don't have time. I gotta catch a flight to hell. Now this one was a lot of pain that I was feeling. A lot. And it was right after I had tried speaking with Joanna Taylor, and she said that she would listen, and she literally just talked over me the entire time, the whole time, with her pretty goddamn white girl words. With all due respect, a pretty white girl in a house is treated far better than a homeless man. Joanna didn't understand that. She didn't try to understand that. She tried to pretend like I lived the same life she did, and that's fucking bullshit. Here's another one about John Fox. There was a guy named Mobley, aka Stephen McMillian, wanted to take John Fox up the mountain and murder him because of a woman named Nicole Cisneros. Nicole Cisneros passed away. She had a seizure and became brain dead. Her family pulled the plug on her life support last week. There is a rumor about her being beaten to death by John. There was a fight that resulted in him going to jail almost a month ago. Nicole was assaulted again a few days later by someone else. And this, along with the added stress of the lives we live and the dependencies many face, resulted in her having a seizure. We have lost so many. Nicole Cisneros was an alcoholic, by the way. This one's from December 14th of 2013. I was ready to sleep at 8 p.m., but life happened. In order to keep a drunk from killing anyone while driving home, I got a car hood slammed on my arm, got elbowed twice, punched at least 5 times, took a couple of knees, and took a badass Spartan kick to the chest. Never mind that I caught it, it was still a wicked kick. Also, a couple choke holds. It's okay though, his parents came to pick him up. He is safe at home, and all I got was a separated rib and a little hurt on my pride. People ask how I stay so calm, but in my head it's not calm, it's hell. A hell I don't want anyone to get a hold of. I threw no punches, no kicks, and even found his wallet for him. I may not think what is right, but I do right by my actions. I'm just glad the guy 3 times his size that he was trying to fight didn't lay him out, although it would have saved us a few hours' drama. I can take hella physical punishment, but it's the emotional stuff, like losing people to drunk driving, that makes my mangina bleed. Be safe. My friend Chance Dale, that's Candace Bondurant's brother. He died in a car accident while drinking and driving. He's one of many. Here's from March 22nd, 2017. This is in response to Tim Beeson getting a hold of me and harassing me. By that point, I was so fucking pissed. I was tired of not being able to see my loved ones over Natalie, Alicia, and Maddie not coming forward and telling the truth. By that point, I'd already spoken with police on several occasions, and by that point, I'd also been dragged to a nuthatch. Well, actually, not a nuthatch. I had been dragged to the hospital in Sidney, Nebraska, by an officer whose name I bring up a lot, Officer Jordan Anderson, as well as 2 state patrol officers, 1 male and 1 female. This one says, you know what's worse than a rapist? Predatory women. They grab up decent men, revel in the attention, then pop every heart like a balloon. A rapist will force his will. It's easy to tell in the act that he's not a good person. However, a predatory woman doesn't force you. Instead, she coerces you with the belief that you are worth something. She tells you the other guys are bad, mean, and evil, and you are the hero. Then she tells them you are the bad guy. They are the hero. And so you don't talk or associate with them. They don't associate or talk to you. Meanwhile, the more lies she tells, the more she distances herself in an attempt not to get caught lying. Jamie is one of those predators, but her son is worth the shit she put me through. I'm of the belief now that Natalie is a predator after messaging back and forth with her ex for 2 hours last night. Hayden was in love with Jamie, and she played about 6 of us at once, but I am not like the other dudes. I broke the cycle because Hayden was a good man. He was done with her after the conversation we had, and got a girlfriend and even married her. I hope Natalie's ex finds a decent woman, because a predatory woman cares only for herself. And to her, a man is a tool to be used until broken or lost. To predatory women, the ultimate goal is to see good men suffer. What Natalie told me about her ex, she told him about me. I never raped her, never gave her drugs, and never molested her when she was a kid. He said he never raped her, never molested her, and didn't even do heroin. I'm a good man. If he is a good man as well, it's fucking stupid for him to threaten me or assault me. Two decent men battling over a twisted woman who doesn't care about either of them is fucking dumb. Unfortunately, I still have that nightmare. And as much as I want to see the best in people, there is a 0% chance of my panic attack ever ending because I'm suffering and predatory women eat that shit up like it's fucking candy. This is from Aubrey the Poet Anderson in response to that. Aubrey also has autism. She typed, I know when a person is too far gone, and you, my friend, have overstepped a boundary. You have too much negativity. I don't know if you want to continue to be friends on Facebook, but I gotta say, you're going in the opposite direction of where I'm headed. Delete me if you want, but I won't delete you. All I ask is you try to spend some positive vibes, please. I'm going to tell you though, Aubrey did block me, actually, and I was trying to positive vibe, as she said. I tried to seek out people who were positive situations. The problem is, most of the positive people that I knew were in Boulder, Colorado, and I couldn't see them without being threatened, harassed, or assaulted. But Aubrey didn't bother to find that out. She didn't bother to listen. She assumed the worst in me and rolled with it. Fuck you, Aubrey. I typed, I do. I spend so much time trying to be positive, trying to stay busy. Then the night comes, and I can't sleep, and can't talk, and can't make noise, and all I have are my thoughts. I don't want to be like this. I don't want people threatening me, and I don't want my friends to ditch me, but I'm overwhelmed. Somehow this makes it alright to assault me, doesn't it? Of course it does. This one was from after Natalie died. Between December 29th and February 9th, the police not only didn't see themselves as doing wrong, they actually thought they were heroes punishing a killer. I was assaulted at 3 different hospitals before they caught Joseph Lopez. One, I was assaulted by Boulder Police Department. Second, I was forcibly injected with 3 different mind-altering chemicals, including ketamine, Haldol, and Ativan in a Boulder County hospital. Then was transferred to a different county so I couldn't make a police report against Boulder Police and Sheriff's Departments. That's because I was assaulted both in the jail and on the way there, and fuck the police, I must say. I was still assumed guilty by the police and public, except the ones in Adams County at Clearview. I was, or, by the police and public, except the ones in Adams County at Clearview. I don't think that came out right. I was again forced to take injections and charged with assault. These people were all involved in covering for the Boulder PD. Michael Beard of Haxton, Colorado was also involved. It was his harassment of Candace after Karamia had pictures of her son sent with a noose drawn around his neck with racial slurs, and I had a bad morning scare from Natalie's stepmother when Officer Beard refused to do anything about the fact that she would have been being harmed at that very she could have been being harmed at that very moment. He instead came back the next let me see. He instead came back the next day to harass Candace twice, and her landlord threatened to kick Candace and her 2 daughters out in the cold. I was stuck again with no cash and no transportation, with Natalie's voice in a backpack and degenerative disc disease. It was something that keeps recurring everything since has been the law covering its own assets by refusing to look at what I have in the backpack. Someone please kill me, it's too much. This one's from August 7th of 2016. I don't watch the news. When I do, it's either someone I know got stabbed or some old fart suing someone over shit people do to the homeless daily. You still pissed off about that speeding ticket from 1998? At least you were speeding. Sleeping when homeless will cost you a lot more. You have a lot more choice about speeding than sleeping. Here's one from Natalie about her dad. The one man who was never supposed to has continuously broken my heart. I always tell myself, never again, but I expect it to be different each time, hoping he'll change. And I don't believe he ever will. How do you tell someone you love dearly to leave you alone? I can't. Bullshit, Natalie. Here's from January 15th of 2017. This is after the first assault. People try to love me, but they're not able to. I've already read this one, haven't I? That's the thing. Is that I documented all of this shit. The fucking cops didn't care. They didn't give a holy fucking goddamn. I needed help getting the police to listen, and they weren't going to unless someone went in with me in person. Instead, I got pretty words, fucking bullshit memes, and fake fucking bullshitting friends. Are they really my friends? Fuck no, are they to come forward and told the goddamn truth.